going to record this video, I'm going to post it, and it's going to suck. I'm giving you a warning now, this video sucks. Okay, let's proceed. You've been warned. I'm going to do an analysis on the channel. That's the part where you dropped off. Now, I'm going to do analysis on the channel. I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do next, where I should go, what's the next video I should make. And truth be told, I never know. I never know. The only thing that has given me some indication of what I should do next and what I should not do next is failure. However, there is a difficulty here in deciding what is failure and what is not failure. And I mean, I guess you could just go by the idea of video performance. Does the video get views or not? Now, here's the thing though. You can post videos, and especially if you're posting at high volume, YouTube will not push out every video. And it's not always because the video is bad. Sometimes YouTube just won't push it out because you've been putting out too many videos. And it's like, too many videos. I'm not pushing that one out. Or that one, or that one. So, that leads me to believe that there is a video budget. Or a view budget. You get allotted a view budget every day of only so many views if you're posting daily. And that might reset every 4 hours, 6 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours. I don't know. But there is a budget for new creators. That is what I've learned. Because I'll give you a direct example. So for every long form video, I'll post up to 10 clips that come out of that video. If there's 10 clips that are worthy of posting. And of those 10 clips, usually about 5 or 6 of them will get pushed out by the algorithm. Up to a max of about 1,000 views per video, usually ranging between anywhere from 200 views on the short to 1,000 views on the short. It's not a lot. They're also shorts views, so they're not super valuable views. Shorts are kind of like disposable, like paper cups. And after doing that, you see that pattern over and over and over again. You're like, okay, so there's a view budget here. Like I get allotted so many views. So it's better for me to post higher quality shorts and less of them, less often, to capitalize on the views. But here's the next thing. The next thing is, what is the next thing? Good God, my brain just went blank. The next thing, I'm gonna have to cut this out, aren't I? So the next thing is shorts in general. They just don't. They're so. Fuck! What is this video? Honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing on this YouTube channel. I wish I knew. I wish I knew where I was going with this. I wish I knew what to do next. I don't. Videos like these don't do well because there's no reason for anyone to watch them except maybe a creator who is also trying to figure this out the same way I am, but what are the chances of that happening? Not likely. I stopped watching all of the YouTube analysis videos because I get so tired of hearing about them. They're like, I never really feel like they provide me with valuable information. Now, don't get me wrong, there is valuable information in there. I'm just saying I don't feel like they provide me with valuable information. They may provide you with valuable information. Why is that? Because I'm trying to do content my own way, and in so doing, I think I have signed myself up for one of the most rockiest, hardest of roads to walk down, because so many of the things I am doing intentfully go against the wise traditional YouTube advice to do. Now, after doing this for 70 plus days, I definitely have gotten into a lot of loops where I get very frustrated with the channel, and I often think about giving up. There hasn't really been a day where I've thought about not giving up. Did that make sense? I don't know if that sentence worked. Basically, I've thought about giving up every day of doing this channel. However, I have not. I decided to keep going because I'm going to push through and I'm going to figure this out. I'm trying to build a channel doing things my own way. And that is kind of silly because obviously some of those things that I like to do my own way are antithetical to like the success rate or the success metrics of YouTube, the things, the proper ingredients that should be baked into the cake to get the kind of cake you want. It's hard. Duh. But it's hard for everybody. You know, it's not just me. It's hard for other creators too. You wonder, like, when will you break through? When will a video get more than, 2,000 views or, 10,000? When will I get my first 10,000 view video? I have not got that. Well, there was one time when I was at my previous channel, I got a video that got 100,000 views on it. I was so stoked. 100,000 views was insane to me. I couldn't believe I got that many views on a video. It was crazy. I have been chasing that high ever since, apparently. Well, not really, but ever since I've been starting this channel, I've been trying to chase that high, and I have not got there, let me tell you. But that video I made, it was actually a really good video. It ended up being a how-to video. It was very detailed, and it was on a topic that no one had ever made content on yet. I was the first to the starting line, or the race. I was the first one to run the race for that type of video, and that's why I got so lucky and got so many views. It's because no one had made a video like that before. And I guess I could try to do that again on this channel, is try to find some niche, weird, strange place where I could make a video that no one else has made before. But you kind of have to have some sort of pulse or read on something. And that video itself, when I look back on it, the amount of work that went into making that video was like, it was like a 3-week project to make that video. And that's not on this channel, by the way. That was an old channel. But it was a lot of work to make that video. And I had to pull a lot of strings to make it happen. And it did happen, and it was successful. But there was a limit because of the niche I was in. I don't know how to make a good YouTube channel anymore. I feel like I do, but I don't. Partially because I battle with multiple competing interests. And that has been the core tension of this channel since the start. And I can plainly tell you what these are. 1, I want to be myself. 2, I want to be successful. Those 2 things clash. Why? Because myself, I am the kind of person who loves counterculture. I love going against the grain. I love paddling upstream. I love doing things my own way because that's just me. I enjoy being the rebel. I have been a rebel since I was a young kid. I love that attitude, that lifestyle, that way of going about interacting with the world because it's fun. I love it when someone tells me no and I do it anyway. To me, rules are like guidelines. You choose when you decide to follow them, if you want to follow them, and I like that lifestyle. It works for me. Now, when you are working inside of a system, not following the rules or the guidelines or the general rules of thumb to have success within that system, in other words, not playing the game, means that you will, in most places, in most ways, not succeed unless you somehow figure out a way to play your own game outside of the game, which is usually the game I like to play. And that is a difficult game because part of the game is figuring out how do you play the game outside the game. This is meta. This is insider information into the YouTube channel and insider information into how do I go about making videos on this channel. And I'll tell you, videos like this one, I scrap again and again and again. I record them again and again and again, and I scrap them again and again and again. Why? Because I just don't think anyone's going to watch them and they don't add any value to the channel. So I just don't post them. And I've said the same things in these videos so many times. So it's rare for me to actually have new nuggets of wisdom or something new to share inside of these types of videos that isn't what everyone has already heard if they've happened to watch one of them already. That's usually why I don't post them. I'm getting some more clarity of language and describing that because I say the same thing every time in these videos. There's nothing new here. It's just the same complaint I've had before. YouTube is hard and it sucks, and I don't like how hard it is, but I need to stop being a little bitch and get on with it and start making better videos. How do you do that? Well, it's easier said than done, but getting close to 200 videos here, I've started to figure out a few things. I haven't figured out everything, that's for damn sure, but I've definitely gotten closer to the goal that I had set out to reach than farther away from it, because I started working on the project, even though I've made a lot of ineffective action. Ineffective action is still action in the face of inaction. In other words, one small step, no matter how crappy, is still a small step towards the goal you want to reach. Yeah, I mean, if you're a YouTuber and you're listening to this right now, you probably can relate to some of these challenges that I'm going through. Maybe not in the sense of going your own way. You might be conforming to a niche. I say the word conforming because that's just how I view niches in general. It feels like a conformity to the system, which I am not. I do not like to conform to the system. I like to do things my own way. However, there are some elements of conformity I am okay with. It depends on why I am conforming, if that's the way I would frame it in my head. But for example, branding. I think branding is important for a YouTube channel. I think having a significant brand on your channel actually adds to a lot of personality and flavor in a way of expressing yourself through a packaged lens. So yes, branding is part of playing the YouTube game, but in another way, it's also allowing you to express yourself in a way that feels consistent in some way, or identifiable, so people can say, oh, that's Zen, or oh, that's Markiplier, whatever the case is. I know I just put my name beside Markiplier. I am not at the level of Markiplier. I would love to be, but I'm not. I just want to be aware of that. Just saying, my ego is not that big. He's a great YouTuber. I love his content, but I don't have time to watch all of it. Anyway, I digress. Where are we going with this? God, I don't know. Do I have to make another cut here? Yeah, this is another thing. So cutting. I don't even know if cutting videos is even worth it anymore. Obviously it is if you want to have a very successful channel, but I kind of like not cutting videos. It's kind of like an FU to the algorithm in a way, and I kind of just think it's fucking cool. Pardon my French. I don't like this. I'm trying not to swear on this channel. I do swear in real life sometimes, but I know not everyone likes swearing, and I understand that. And I don't usually swear in front of other people in general in life. So when I say pardon my French, I genuinely mean it. But I like this idea of not cutting anything out. The circular elements, the rabbit holes, the pauses, the me getting stuck and trying to muddle my way through it and figure out what's the next thing I'm gonna say. I kind of like that. I like that it's raw. To me, it feels real. It feels like I actually could be talking to you in person and you're just listening, And instead of all of this scripted, cohesive, focused line of thought that's edited and polished, and clips of things I don't want you to see, or clipped or things cut out that I don't want you to see, and you don't get to see that. That's why I like raw. It's because you actually do get to hear me screw up consistently, and how often I do that. If you manage to actually listen this far through a video, which I don't expect you to do. I actually expect very few people to do that, because it just is not in any way, shape, or form working for retention metrics, which I, in a lot of ways, don't. That's the one core element I don't like about YouTube, but it's also not so much about YouTube as much as it is about the human system itself. Our attention spans are small. We don't have the patience to sit through somebody trying to ramble through whatever it is they're trying to ramble on about and whatever point they're trying to get to. Excuse me. I've been locked in conversations with people who won't shut up before, and it's really frustrating because you're trying to get away politely and you're wondering, like, how can I get out of this conversation while still not offending this person? I've been stuck in, like, thankfully I've learned how to do this a little bit better. At some point you just have to interrupt them and tell them, hey, sorry, I got to get going. But wherever we go, that's where we end up. And I don't get it, actually, why people like watching or listening to people just talk on about whatever it is that's on their mind. Like, it's kind of a parasocial relationship you end up having, right? Like, there's a lot of people who by the way, I really enjoy engaging with people on the channel. So I want to preface this with that. But I do develop parasocial relationships with folks, and as they are developing them with me, and I'll talk to them, about, they'll comment on something and I'll respond, and we'll chat about something on one of the videos, or on Reddit. And it's nice, it's nice. I like it. Sometimes you can relate to somebody about something interesting, and it kind of warms your heart a little bit. But the sad thing is that it is through this technological medium. It's me, like, my voice getting transmitted through a microphone into the computer, into a digital audio file, and then that's coupled with a visual and whatever, upload to YouTube. They watch it, and then it's on their computer, and then they hear it through their headphones. Like, there's all this technology that goes through, from the voice that you're hearing now to where it was recorded from. Like, there was a big transitionary period to get to the delivery that you're hearing at this moment. And it's strange because, like, in real life, you can just go talk to someone in person and get immediate feedback. Whereas here, you can send a comment and you might wait a while before you ever get a response back. And when you do get a response back, you're like, oh, yay, they responded. But then you can respond immediately again, but that person might not be available. I wish I knew what I was talking about here. I'll probably title this video Random Things I Decided to Talk About Today. That will be the title of the video. And I'm okay with that. I think it's fun. I think that's actually why I'm having fun. The videos I have the most fun with are, like, the ones that are just unhinged. And by unhinged, I mean, like, I literally don't put a focus on the video. I don't have a grand point to get to. Maybe I do. Or I'll talk about multiple topics within the video. And I like that. I want that to be successful, and I know that's my problem. Because I don't think it's possible for a video like this to be successful. Because the retention metrics just aren't there. And I mean, maybe it's just because I haven't been doing YouTube long enough, and maybe I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. I really do want to be wrong about that. But I don't know. I don't believe I am wrong about that. I do think that without proper retention, without videos designed for information output or some sort of value someone gets out of it, they're just not going to get watched. They might get clicked on because the packaging is nice, but they're not going to leave right away. And so then the algorithm isn't going to suggest them to future viewers. And so there just won't be enough people to ever get to, for that video to ever find an audience. And that's the sad thing. Because there probably is a few people out there that would enjoy a video like this. Maybe not a lot of them, but a few. I hope that I've found some of you who enjoy a video like this. But at the end of the day, it just kind of feels like I'm, talking to myself into a microphone. And it does get kind of lonely at times. It is nice talking to people, like, in the comments, and I like that. I've considered starting a Discord channel, a Discord server, but I'm also kind of overwhelmed by that and how much work will go into it. But I know I can do it. I've done it before. I just have to, you know, set some time aside and figure that out and do it. It's not super hard. I just know there's work involved. I just have to, yeah, just sit down and do it. But yeah, I guess the reason why I wanted to make videos like this one and other ones like this is because I just feel like it's real. It's me. It's the person you would hang out with if you were in person. That's who you're talking to. I mean, you don't see all of me. I don't upload every video I've recorded. A lot of them I've scrapped because I just feel like, I'm just complaining about something. And I'm not going to make anybody feel good if they watch this video, so I don't really want to post it. That's usually why I scrap them. And then, like, in general, like, I'll look at my content and I'm like, man, this content is just not very good. Like, you know, it's like, who's going to watch this? Why would anybody watch this? I still have that feeling, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still trying to figure it out, even with both of those clashing intentions of one, wanting to be successful on YouTube. In other words, just make money, being able to support myself on YouTube, more or less is my goal. And the second one, also being yourself, you know, and allowing yourself to just be. And when I say being myself, I mean like all that I am in the moment as I am. No edits. That, to me, that is actually being oneself, because there's no fakeness, there's no polish, there's no change in the actual delivery. Everything is authentically raw. And to me, that's kind of like the coolest way of doing a YouTube channel, because on the one hand, you can just not have to worry about editing, which is, you know, like obviously a little bit lazy in some ways, but it's not that I don't like editing. I actually do enjoy it. It's just more that I just feel like everything is so polished. Everyone is so polished on the internet. And you see all these people, like even on like Instagram, everything's just ego, and, you know, people presenting this version of themselves that isn't actually them. And I like the idea of just being real with you, because I am imperfect. I'm very imperfect. I have stutters in my speech. I will say ums and ahs a lot. I say the word and, I say the word but a lot, you know, but this, but that. I have long pauses. You know, sometimes I literally forget the point I'm trying to make. Sometimes I'll start with, I'm going to do A, B, and C as points, and then I get through A, and then I forget what B and C are going to be, and then I just go tangent off somewhere else. That's me. That's how I talk. You know, it's just, that's who I am. And that's kind of why I just thought that a channel like this would be cool. Because there's no added polish other than, you know, there being visuals. I still edit some of my videos, I won't lie. Like, there's a lot of videos I've edited. But for the most part, I'd say 80% of my videos, I try to keep them like this. I try to think about something beforehand, like a focus. So like the video will actually land on a point. Like the video will have something to say, or like I'll try to do my best to stay on topic. But even then, it's hard to do that. And even those videos themselves, they don't do that well. Sometimes they do, but most times they don't. My best video on this channel was a polished one. I probably spent 48 to 72 hours making it. And that was my Trackmania versus Apex Rush video. And I knew it should be a polished video. I knew that. So I thought, if I'm going to make it, I need to polish it, at least to some degree. But I didn't like it that much afterwards. I kind of wished that I didn't. Not that I wish I didn't make it. I'm glad I made it. I kind of like just want to make more videos like this, though. I don't really want to make a whole bunch of polished videos. And I'd hope that videos like this do get bigger one day and, you know, bypass the amount of views that that video has, but I don't know if they ever will, you know? I kind of feel like they don't and won't. I just don't know. I won't really know until I've maybe hit like 1,000 pieces of long form content. And even then I might not know. It might not be clear. Maybe. I don't know. We are 20% of the way there though, almost 20% of the way there. So like 19.8% of the way there. So maybe I'll get a better idea of how to make good videos and still be authentic and raw in this process. Perhaps I've gotten better since the start. I'd like to think I have 200 videos in 70 days later. I don't know. I mean, if you watch my old videos and you watch this one now, I don't know if you're able to tell the difference. Maybe you can. I feel like I've gotten better, but I don't know. And yeah, I mean, it does bum me out sometimes when I upload a video like this and I see it gets like 5 views. No one watches it. And I'm like, yeah, I shouldn't have made that. That was a mistake. Okay, now let me try to figure out some other video that will work. Let me try to think of some topic that someone will be interested in. And it's not that I don't like making videos for other people. I do. I think it's just it feels that sometimes you're forced to manufacture things for other people instead of allowing yourself to just be. And that part I don't like. But, you know, considering all these things I don't like about YouTube, there is a lot of things I do like. Like being able to express yourself, make content that people enjoy or watch or get something from. That's pretty rewarding, even if you do have to polish it. And it's not because I want to be lazy. I don't consider myself a lazy person. I work very hard at the things I try to do. This channel has been an experiment since from the start to see if I could get better at making content through the process of making content itself. I think I have, but that's still hard to say, and that might just be because I'm deciding to move to a more polished eventual outcome, even though that wasn't my intention. Maybe that's just where you naturally gravitate towards after making more and more videos. And perhaps this is where I should actually end this video, but I don't want to, because there's one more thing I wanted to talk about, and that was Moist Critical. I really like this guy. He's such a cool YouTuber to me, because to me it seems like he just uploads things he's interested in, and he just talks about it and uploads it, and that's his video for the day. I love that. I love that he just makes whatever he wants to make, and he has the creative freedom to do that. And that's the kind of channel I want to have. I want to have creative freedom to just make whatever it is I want to make, because I want to make it. And whether it performs well or not care about that performance. It's really hard not to care about performance. Really hard. Like, you know, when you see the number go down, you know, when you stop getting subs or you start losing subs, or, you know, you just see no views on your videos after having some views on your videos, it feels pretty disheartening. It's a bummer. And when you see that consistently, that's when it can really start to eat away at you, and you can get pretty negative about your channel in general and how well it's working and if it'll ever work, and if it's worth continuing to keep going. But through all that, I've noticed that if I do stay consistent, like if I do just post another video and maybe just try to make it a little bit better than the last one, and, you know, not just whine and complain about, you know, how hard YouTube is, I usually get a video that does get a few views. So then it's like, okay, it's all right still. Yeah, I want to make this work, and I'm willing to put in the work to make this work. I'm willing to just keep working on it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep showing up at least until day 90. And just keep trying, because why not? It's fun. You get to make stuff you like making. And that's pretty cool. It's really cool, actually. There's a lot of days where it gets pretty tiring. It's a lot of work, but at the same time, I enjoy the work, so I don't even feel like it is work to me. Like, it's weird. That's the one thing about YouTube I really like. It's a shit ton of work. Like, it's a massive, insane, astronomical amount of work, and yet I don't feel like it's work. Like, I get exhausted and I get tired, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, I need to go to bed, or I need to go outside for a walk or something and take a break. Like, I need that. And some days it's emotionally like draining and exhausting, and I'm like, oh my god, I cannot take this right now. But I still love it. Like, it still feels like so enjoyable from the process A to Z. Like, there's no process I do not like, other than managing your own emotions through the journey, which is the hardest part. And I think that's the part where I'll be like, okay, that part can suck sometimes. But I think I'm getting a bit better at that. And I think, if anything, YouTube is teaching me to have thicker skin, and not just from like comments in general. Like, that's one element, but actually the thicker skin comes more from being okay with yourself when your video fails, being okay with your channel when your videos are failing, and just know that you're going to keep going and keep trying, and you'll get there eventually. It might not be overnight, it might not be right away. Maybe one day you blow up, maybe you never blow up. Maybe you just keep doing it because you enjoy it and you get something out of it. So that can be a reason alone to keep going. Even if I do never get monetized and I do never make any money from this channel, and I never get to 1,000 subscribers, I think there's still a lot that can be learned from just the art of doing something and working hard at it and doing it because you enjoy it. So I think for that reason alone, I will continue, because I'm having a lot of fun. Take breaks, forgive yourself if you fall, and, just try to figure out what went wrong and try to hopefully not make the same mistake again, and and still live by your own intentions and do the best you got with what you got. And I think, that's good enough. Edited, raw, authentic, whatever. At the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter. Just make what you want to make. If you like making it, I think you're winning. That's what I have to say for today. I guess we did land on a point. Took us a while to get there. Choo-choo, all aboard the rabbit hole train ride. Thank you for tuning in. I will catch you in the next one. Zen out.